Hi friends, did you know the video that you are about to see was done in Terri's Creation Station almost a year ago? So the information as far as the supplies and availability of those things that we used in the video may not be available, but you can certainly use the techniques that I go through, and that's what's important. And the good news is, if you want current content, you just have to join Terri's Creation Station, www.terriscreationstation.com, and you'll get current content, so check it out. Hi everybody, it's Terri and Terri's Creation Station. Let's do another tutorial. This month we're going to do a tobacco basket in a fall theme. So let's get started. Now, I'm going to give you a supply list, so you're going to know all the things that you're going to need. This is one, and most everything, if not all, came from Hobby Lobby, so that'll make it very easy for you to gather your materials. This is, of course, a hay bale. They come in several sizes, and this is the one I selected because it's going to fit into the tobacco basket the best. And they had some bigger ones, but this one will be the best choice. Now, this stuff is really messy. If you're allergic to hay, you may have to skip this project, but what I've done is I've just bought some regular fabric from Hobby Lobby, and I've cut it in a strip to go around this bale. And I'm just going to use some greening pins to put this in, and this will actually help kind of contain some of this hay from, you know, swishing around and getting messy. But you like the texture of it for fall. It's always a good thing to use this hay just for the effect of it. So I'm just going to cover this around like so. And you don't have to put any greening pins on that section. And I actually cut this probably just a little bit too long so I can trim it off. The main thing is we're just covering it around. This is going to be on the bottom. And these greening pins will stick right into the hay and hold it. Okay, so that's on there. Now, see how messy it is? It's really messy. But that's not too bad coming off there. Now, we've got to get this to attach to the tobacco basket. And to do that, and I've kind of pre-placed this so I know where all of my elements are going to be. This is going to be, instead of being in the center of the basket, it's going to be more toward the back. So make sure you get your positioning before you start putting it in there, okay? Now, to get this to stay, I'm just taking some regular twine. Make sure it's centered, it's in the spot where you want it. And I'm going to fish this in under the basket around to the top of the bale. Now we're going to tie this off really tight, and I like the fact that this is going to show on top of this fabric. It's going to give it a little bit more added interest. So I'm going to tie a really good knot to get this to stay on there. Make sure you kind of get it tight. And then just cut that little excess off. And now I'm just going to wrap this twine around through the basket. You can go straight through the bottom. See, we're going through the bottom here to get it wrapped. And I'm kind of doing this by feel. There we go. And this is just regular old twine. You could use ribbon if you wanted. And you see we're just wrapping it around, so that's easy enough. That way you don't have to glue anything. Trying to find the exit. Push it through. There it goes. And we're wrapping it about every, say, 2 inches as far as the twine and the spacing. But we want this to stay on there. And you know how picky I am about construction, so we don't want to do this halfway. There we go. I'm just having to do this by feel. And just tighten it up. Make sure it's tight. You won't want it to fall out. This one was already painted black. If you had one in your stockpile that you wanted to use, you could just paint it, you know, whatever color you wanted for your color palette that you're using. And again, these tutorials are just to give you a guide. You don't have to use exactly the same elements as I'm doing. But well, where's the hole? There we go. Yeah. Okay. It's like doing it blindly. And it looks like I'm going to have to cut some more twine. That piece seemed awfully long when I cut it off in the first place, but it'll be all right. Now we're going to cover this with felt, so it's not going to be seen. No worries about that. I didn't cut a long enough piece, so I'm just going to tie this off and start again. Okay, let's get another piece. All right. We were almost there at the end, but this will work good. This is old cheap twine. You can get it anywhere. And you probably already have it in your stash of supplies. All right. I think you're going to really like this project. It's fun, and these supplies were all at Hobby Lobby. And they're already out, even though it's still summer. You know, they are out, ready for purchase. Okay, so we've got that in there. I'm just going to tie this off here on the top. None of this is going to show after we get it all put together, so you can just tie it off, give it a knot. Okay, so there we have it. Now let's clean this up just a bit so I don't start sneezing. I'm really surprised that more of that didn't come off, to be honest. But I love the way that looks so far. The texture of it is really great. Now, we've got some little figurines that I want to sit up a little higher, so we're going to put these guys up on top. These come in a set, but they're separate, so we're going to twine those together, and then we're going to stick them down into the next bale of hay, the big one. So let's wrap these together. And we are not going to put fabric on this stack of bales. And you'll see why later. Black and white is a huge color. I just got back from market, and it's a trend right now that I don't think is going to go away for any length of time. A really big trend in our business. Again, this is not going to show, so don't worry too much about what you're putting in here, the knots and so forth. Be fine. Just mainly trying to get this to stay together. Okay, so we've got to get this to stay on top of this bale because it's going to be like a chair that this character is going to sit on. So to do that, we're just going to take a stem from a flower, and I'm going to put a pick on the end. And I'm going to cut it off. Let's cut it off a little. So all we're trying to do is put this into this, so we don't need it that long. You can kind of measure it if you want. We're going to pick it on both ends. Let's do another one. So, this is going to go into the hay. We're going to put it in the hay. So all we're going to do is just kind of press it in there. And we don't want to go through the bottom, so be aware of that. And then just maybe right over here. Get it started. Okay. And just, whoa. Just check the bottom, make sure, I don't think that went through, so. Okay, so now we're just going to put this on top of that. And it's probably going to poke through the top, which I don't care if it does. Be careful of these picks, because they will cut you. Slice you open pretty good. And you don't want to put your hand like right here, because that's where the pick is going to be, and it may come right on through. So that one's going in. All right, now we have it. Now this one came through the top, no worries. We're just going to bend it over because we're going to have something on top of this, so doesn't matter. It's not going to show. And there we have it. It's on there. It's not going to go anywhere. And they're all stuck together, okay? You can do the upside down test just to make sure what you did worked. Let's clean this up a little bit. Because I think the rest of it's not going to be that messy. Always have the dustpan ready. Get this stuff out of the way. Okay, now what I did was cut a piece of felt, just black felt, and we're going to glue this to the bottom of the tobacco basket to cover our mechanics. Okay, so we're trying to cover, and there's one of the picks, so I'm just going to double it back on itself. So we're going to put the felt over this on the bottom just to kind of give it a finished look. So just do a measurement of your tobacco basket and how much you want to put on there. So then all we're going to do is just glue that sucker on there. Finishing off your designs makes it really professional. You will be known for having designs that are finished out. And for a customer, they appreciate that. And see, this is going to probably go maybe on a piece of furniture, so you don't want to scratch it with the tobacco basket. And you need to do this step before you get all the other elements on there, or it could be almost impossible to get it on. All right, let's start putting some fun things in here, okay? All right, so we've got our base built, and we've got, and I know it looks like it's kind of weighted to the back, but that's not going to be a problem because we're going to put some things in here that are going to correct that. So I have these two plush scarecrows. One's a girl, one's a guy. And we're going to put these, the little girl's going to go on top, and then this guy's going to go on the bottom. So to get this on the, I may have to just do it sideways so you can see, and then I can also do my part. But I'm going to sit her on this bale of hay. And to get her to stay there, we're going to have to violate her and stick something inside her bottom. But I love the fact that her little dress matches what we've done so far. Okay, so we're just going to put a pick in this. You're probably sitting there going, oh no, don't do it. So I'm just going to do a couple of these little pieces. Now her bottom is weighted. In other words, it's got gravel and stuff in it. So, which is not a big deal, but just be aware when you put it in there that it's just going to press it through. Now I am going to put a little bit of glue around that stick. Then we'll put some glue on the end of this. Have you ever used your mouth? I do it all the time. An extra hand. Okay, so she's going to sit right up here. And we're going to push that through. Use your pliers so you don't get your glue on your fingers. Okay. she is sitting up on top. Cute. Don't you love it so far? Pull your little dress down now, darling. Okay, the guy I'm going to put here in the front. And so I want him, I'm going to kind of sit him on his side a little bit. And so for him to go on, I'm going to put one of those sticks with the pick on the end through his back so it can go into the back of this hay. I don't know that we'll need two, but I'm going to go ahead and do two. And my pick machine always decides to be cranky. And this is a brand new pick machine. Let's see what we got going on. We need to do surgery. There it goes. Okay, so let's put right here in his back, right through here. Just make sure it doesn't go through the other side. This may actually be too long. Let's shorten it a little bit. And you can just lay this right into the pick machine after it's been pushed into him. It's no big deal to do that. So I'll go ahead and trim this one down before I put it in. All right. So he's going to go there. Let's put another one right here. Now let's go ahead and put some glue right at that insertion point. And then we're going to put some glue on these picks going in. Okay. Now he's got to go in right here. You could just sit this in there, but again, if you're selling this, you want it to be constructed really well, and you wouldn't want this guy to fall out into the customer's living room. Now, this pick is trying to come through the front. So, see, it's come through the front. So when you get into this situation like that, back off a little bit on your pick itself and push it more into the hay. And then also it will help if you want to come here and inside this cotton, go ahead and bend your pick. Now I'm just doing it by feel. So I found it and I'm just going to bend it in so it's not going to poke out, okay? Again, be careful that you don't cut yourself doing that. Okay, so let's get him in a good position. Like so. And then you can also just put his little leg in there. like so. And it's okay if even this one wants to kind of hang out into the front. I think that's kind of cute. So he's attached to that piece of hay. You can take some greening pins if you want to attach any more and just push them in, but I think it's going to be fine. Just like that. All right. He's just hanging out. Okay, let's go ahead and add some more elements, because you know it's never enough just to stop there. Now I have this little sign again from Hobby Lobby. It's from this same collection, and we're going to add this sign right in. I want to make sure that we can see it here. So what I want to do is put a pick going down into the hay, and then I'm going to put one coming in to hang on to her leg. So we're going to be here and back here. So there and there. Okay. Let's see, what do I want to use? I'm going to use a black pipe cleaner, and I'm going to staple it. Get my marking, so it's going to be right here on the bottom. Okay, and I always like to take my pipe cleaner, extend it out just a little bit, and then bend it back over the staples. Okay, and let's put a little shot of glue on there just to be sure it's going to stick. And we don't need that whole length of a pipe cleaner, so I'm going to cut it off just a little bit. And that's where your pick's going to go. We can bend this over double. And this is what will go into there. Now, I'm going to put one right about here. That's where her pants leg is. Well, that one didn't catch, but that's okay. Put a pick on the end of this. All right, so let's get this put on. And then this is going to go through her legs, or through one of her legs. Actually can go, I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's go around her leg and see if we can just go up back into the, no, that won't work. You know what? I actually need one at the top of this as well, the way it's trying to fall. So these are all things that, you know, this is real life right here. This is what happens. So I'm going to put another pipe cleaner right there. This will be plenty right here. Well, wrong thing. I tried to use my glue gun for my... Well, that didn't work either. Let's try it this way. It's easier, no doubt. I'm trying to turn it so y'all can see, but I'm just going to pull this a little closer to me. Yeah. This might be where you start cussing. Oh, I got it a little bit. Okay. We'll put some glue. Make it stay. Okay, I'm going to make this go through her leg into the hay. So we're just taking it through the fabric. Good. Now I'm going to take it right up here and put one of or two of these greening pins. And then we'll add some glue and it'll all be set. And that's all under the dress, so it's not going to show. You just glob it up with some glue. Okay, so we've got our little sign. Okay, so far so good. Now we're just going to start adding some greenery, some embellishments, and making it a little more fall-like. I've got this stem. You're going to also have this on your supply list. Let's just put some of this in there. And I'm tearing it apart so we can use it, you know, in different spots. So you'll get 3 cuts out of this one, and I bought 2 stems, so you'll get 6 cuts. And let's just go ahead and get these all ready to put in. The hardest part is over, which was getting all the mechanics with the little fall guys and girls. Just tear these apart. Well, misfire. I don't know, this thing's messing up, and I mean, it's not even a week old. May make me take it back. All right, let's put these in. I think I want to extend these a little bit beyond the basket itself. Oh, I didn't do this one. And I'm gonna put a little glue right here on there. And let's just come in and So it's all right if it comes beyond your design. So whatever we do on this side, let's do on the other side. I'll put it right about there. We're mainly concerned with the front of the design, but we're not going to forget about the back. So we've got 2 more of these. Let's come a little bit more toward the back on those, kind of back in here. Back in here. Now we're going to be putting some pumpkins and other elements in so we can fill in. All right, I like that grass. Fits really well with the overall theme. Okay, we've got pumpkins and pumpkins, baby pumpkins. I have some cotton and a few sunflower picks, and I've got some greenery I pulled, but I'm really not sure that I'm going to use it because I kind of like the fall look that we have going on so far. Okay, let's go ahead and start putting some of these pumpkins in. Let's start with this big one. And again, we're just going to use a pick like this from a stem. Well, actually, let's see where we're going to put this first. Yeah, let's put that back there. Okay, just going to put one on each end. You wouldn't have to use 2 of these little characters. You could put something else there if you wanted. So we're going to go in from the bottom because I want this to kind of sit up like that. I'm going to go in like so. Put some glue. I always like to kind of use 2 of these little picks so the element doesn't wobble. You could do 1, but it might have a tendency to go side to side. So we're going to put this right back here. And to do that, I'm going to push it in. Now, we can leave this elevated a little bit like so and put some stuff here and it'll hide it. That'll give it some elevation. Let's cut this tag off. So let's just put a flower back here to hide that. And this did come from Hobby Lobby, this flower. So there we've got the back with something pretty in it. Okay, now let's put a few little white pumpkins right here. So we can just, what we're doing is trying to hide those sticks, okay? And this, we can actually just glue it right onto that fabric. No need to pick it. We're just going to put a lot of this hot glue right there. place it onto, it's adhering to this fabric. And let's put one right there. So that's giving us some coverage on that part. Now I do have a garland of cotton. This also came from Hobby Lobby. If you've got, it was actually on sale, so it was cheaper for me to get this than it was to get picks, individual picks. So let's add a little bit of cotton. But if you have access to a garland that's half off, then that might be a better choice when you're putting your elements together. Just price it out and see which works best. Okay, let's put this on. All right. I'm going to take that and put it kind of through those two pumpkins and then bring it down like that. And wonderful, that adds a lot of texture. Let's put one right there. This little project's coming right along. Here, then we're going to let that kind of come down on the side like so. And this bends really well, so you can shape it however you want it to go. I like that. Okay, let's see what else we want to do. Let's put some cotton over here. You could add some greenery if you wanted to. I think I'm going to leave the greenery off that I pulled just because it maybe is too bright and springy. You want to have things that are looking like they're dying and turning for the fall season. Whoa, missed that one. Let's use another sunflower. Maybe like right there. So I'm going to stick it right into the fabric here, covering up. And that anchors that really well. Okay, let's put a little bit more cotton right here. From here, it's just your own personal taste. You can start filling in. Now try when I go and pick out your elements to get everything that you're going to need, you know, one place. And so if I were just doing this for myself, I've got baskets and baskets and baskets of fall elements that I could put things in here. So drag out your fall baskets, your bins, and that little pumpkin would look cute there, so let's put that in there. And because there's really nothing to glue it to, let's put a stick in it. Gonna stick it. These are foam, so it's going to go in really well. Just make sure you don't come through the other side. And I'm just going to stick that right there. So that's good there. Let's put a little bit of cotton back here just to kind of add to that area. But see what I mean by adding something really bright and green? Doesn't kind of fit the textures and colors of this season. You would probably need something that's a little bit turning more fall-like. Okay, little one. I think I'm moving the furniture. There it goes. Let's put this right in here. Let's just scatter a few of those. Uh-oh, that one busted. Let's get one or two more. And let's glue one of these little pumpkins back there just to kind of break that up. All right, let me see what we got on the front. Oh, I have this cute pumpkin we didn't use. We could put this right in here and let him have his leg. That would be cute. Let's poke this one. People ask me, when do you know to quit? I don't know. I think it's just an instinctive thing that I've come up with. When you can finally look at it and go, okay, it's got everything in it that I wanted. The other thing is, if you're trying to stay within a budget for a customer, then of course you're going to have to quit sooner. The more you put in it, the more expensive it's going to be. And let's see, I've got a black one here. Let's glue this black one and have his hand kind of on top of it. So let's glue that to his pants. Hold it there and let it cool. Now, this is the way it came from Hobby Lobby. You can always embellish these little buckets or whatever they're holding and make it look a little bit better instead of having, you know, exactly what they've got in there. You know, they might want to put something else on there. Now let's put a greening pin on his sleeve. Okay, he's got a fabric sleeve, so I'm just going to put on the inside of his sleeve into the pumpkin. So it looks like he's holding it. Kinda, sorta. And now he's got his hand up there. Okay, I think we are D-O-N-E. Let me give it another look. I think that's all I want to put on there. It's all good. Okay, so we saved a few pumpkins, a flower, and some more cotton. But you could keep going. You know, one of the things that you want to be aware of, though, is you don't want to get too much on here and lose the fact that you've got hay. And you can see once we started covering everything, we're not showing too much of that fabric we put on there to begin with. But you see it a little bit. And for anything else, it helps hold all that hay in. But I think we did great. This is a project you can do. I know you can. If you want to do a different color scheme, then make these your focal points, whatever you, if you use one or two, and that's how you're going to play off your colors. Okay, let me take my glasses off. I want to thank you for joining us another month, and good luck in making this. You'll have a complete supply list in the document section of the group. So thank you. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much for watching our video. Please like and subscribe to our channel. Leave us a comment. We love hearing from you. And until next time, I'll say goodbye.